March Ridge should be more fun to visit. After all, it's a university town with what feels like an army focus, so there should be more stuff to loot. More varied shops or bars or clubs, etc. I personally live in a college town, so the rows and rows of almost identical houses are a disappointment to many. However, if you do find an annotated map that leads you to March Ridge, well, now that changes things. It at least gives you a destination to aim for. A couple of them are downright special, and there's one that if you find in your world should get you packing for March Ridge right away. But let's start, as the game does, by highlighting all the maps that lead to the houses to the west, and show which ones are worth following and which ones are just not. I would usually do a little bit of voice acting with these to tell the tale that the map is telling, but these maps aren't really even telling a tale, they're just pointing at a house, and I often had to go into the game's code to figure out exactly what I was supposed to be looking for. But Map 1 has 3 comments, and is a combination of a storehouse and a signpost annotated map. The red "Don't Go" and black "Axe and Tools Here" marks are just to tell you about the hardware store's location and to add a little bit of flavor. The house marked "Gun Here" is the real prize, and though the stash has formerly had the chance to both be barricaded like a survivor house, spawn extra zombies, and also be trapped so that it might kill you just by visiting it, now it only spawns a duffel bag that can have a variety of guns and ammo in it. Map 2 leads to this house just south of Map 1 and also leads to a duffel, hopefully filled with guns, though this house also consistently spawns gun caches throughout the house, which means that you'll want to check all the cabinets in the kitchen and the bathrooms, as they'll likely have extra guns, ammo, and gun parts. It also points to a different store that you might want to loot on the way out. You can ignore the red mark about gathering zombies, it doesn't do anything. And you can ignore the bakery shop on Map 3, but do follow the target here to this house. It spawned in caches of guns. Again, you gotta check them bathrooms and kitchens, cause where else would you store your guns? Though only if you're looking for shotguns, as that's the only thing you'll find here. Map 4 is also a shotgun-centric cache, though relegated to a single duffel full of gear, so not really a great stash in my book, but at least it tries to tell you a good story rather than just leading you to various places. Maps 5, 6, and 8 are all tool caches, which means that, like the gun caches earlier, they will have extra loot spawned to the kitchens and bathroom cupboards throughout the house. However, in this case, the loot consists of tools, materials like planks and nails, and lots of extra food, which, in a normal case, would be a great way to start a base. But this is March Ridge, nobody wants to build a base here. So it's fine if you want to schlep this all out and off to basically anywhere else. Oh, and Map 5 will also spawn in a duffel bag with tools in it too. And unfortunately, Map 8 leads to a shed, which would be fine if it spawned a duffel or a crate of tools, but since it's designating the shed itself as the stash, it only spawns the extra loot into the non-existent bathroom and kitchen. Yay. So yeah, if you find that map, just go ahead and use it as fire starter. Map 7 is a fun one. It designates this entire house as a survivor house and barricades the house up to level 50! In my experience, that means you can get into the house but have less work ahead of you if you turn the house into a perfect March Ridge base. As we've talked about everybody wanting to do, bless their heart. And as a survivor house, you'll find lots of weapons of all kinds, as well as materials and food. And you'll find it inexplicably in the kitchen and bathrooms. I mean, it's handy that those cabinets exist, but why on earth did they make it just the kitchen and bedrooms? I have no idea. Guys, what's going on? Maybe this is a European thing that I just don't understand, and all the devs are like, well, of course, where else are you going to stash all of the guns? I don't know. These last two, however, are my favorites. So, if you find one of these, I suggest you pack up and head to March Ridge immediately. Map number 9 invites you to a survivor cache off to the north. And since the stash system designates the building at a set coordinate as the stash, this entire apartment building, every level, and every kitchen and bathroom will be stocked with guns and ammo and food and tools and materials and shoot! I took an afternoon, went through the whole thing in admin mode, and grabbed all of the loot from the building when this stash map is active, and just look at everything I found! And the last map, but not the least, in March Ridge is map number 10. It leads to a church in the middle of town, and though the loot is unremarkable, I always love to find when they've created one of these. You'll find, in the far corner, a loose floorboard filled with medical supplies and hope. And we can certainly hope that in future updates, March Ridge will become interesting. There's a whole quadrant they could fill with anything. The power station, or a factory area, or the actual military university itself. But as for now, these are some of the only reasons that you'll have to ever visit March Ridge. And if you're looking for all the other stash maps in other cities, check out my videos where I show those off. And subscribe, for crying out loud, because YouTube! Don't forget to sign up for our monthly giveaway. And if you're interested to join our Project Zomboid Stalker server, the link to our Discord is in the description.